Now, the other thing that caught me about the game is when I was looking at the trailer, was besides the amazing graphics, and I do have a question about the graphics after this one, but I noticed there was a night battle going on. It was maybe like 1 or 2 seconds. So, are we going to be seeing night battles in Task Force Admiral?
Oh yeah, definitely. You're going to see night and day cycles. So that's yeah, that's a bit more to add to the chaos, right? I don't know where they are, and it's night times. I can.
So I can live out the critics. I can do what the critics said Spruance should have done in various battles and kept his carriers running towards surface fleets and see what happens in the night.
Yeah.
That'll be fun. I have a question about and this isn't necessarily just about Task Force Admiral, but I think we cover a lot of strategy games and a lot of war games on our podcast, obviously. And I think one of the things that you constantly see in a lot of these kind of games is a limitation in some of the production values or the graphics. Now, some of the game design, it doesn't always make sense, right? Like, the graphics in Civ are nice, but I don't know that it really matters that you've got really high fidelity graphics on a top-down game like that. Um, but I've noticed that it seems like most of the games that you guys have announced are pretty up there in terms of, if you were looking at other games of a similar genre and a similar type, everything you've announced anyway looks a lot better than pretty much most of the similar types of games. And I'm wondering if that's like is there a philosophy around the kind of games that you guys are trying to go with or trying to launch, where you're trying to say, like, listen, we're trying to make strategy games, but they need to look like modern games as opposed to maybe something out of like 1995?
I wouldn't say that's the philosophy, and that may not actually be totally true. Just look at Second Front, for example. The graphics are very good, but it's not lifelike graphics, right? Although they are stylized and they are different from the other games. But a lot of people argue and say that it's not. They are not nice graphics. I disagree. Um, but I wouldn't say it's a philosophy. It is a philosophy of Microprose to release games that are well done and polished and pleasant to look at and have nice graphics. But we were just lucky to find developers that are very worried about the the graphic aspect, or the I won't say the eye candy, but the visual part of the game as well, because people will want to a lot of people will want to check out the battles from a closer range, right? These guys are doing amazing work on the AI and on air combat and ballistics and stuff like that. The other day, the guys at Ride Dog released a small screenshot, or even a small video. I think it was a small video of an aircraft shooting another one in front, and the bullets just hit that aircraft and went through and hit the other aircraft behind it. So there are a lot of details that are being added to the game on any other aspect. So why not do it on the visual side as well? And some of these games are, like Task Force Admiral, are planned to have some more other things in the future via DLCs, where the visual aspect will matter a bit more. I cannot say exactly what, but something else is planned for some of these games. That even if it weren't, these guys are very proud of what they do, and they are working very hard to make these games not just fun, but very very pleasant to look at. And you can zoom in, and you can even do some videos if you want to, and tell your own story through video editing and whatnot. And I'm sure that will happen for sure.
Wait, are you saying that we will be able to fly B-17s on first person off of the Task Force Admiral carriers?
No,
That'd be a short flight.
I think it would be a bit hard to take off from B-17, from an aircraft carrier.
Yeah. What did they do with the Doolittle raids? What was that?
The B-25.
It was a 20. Yeah, it was a 25. Scrap that. They almost. I think the last thing they were going to take to bring the weight down was the engines, just to make it lighter.